It's the Monster Project with Roger Light. The monster skills that we're going to develop today are drawing very realistic eyes. So what we're going to do is we're going to work with a very beautiful set of eyes. I'll tell you who they belong to in just a minute. As you can see, I'm just laying in the basic shape of the eye and quickly getting the pupil drawn in there. You want to get the darkest darks on the paper right away because they allow you to figure out your midtones and your lighter tones. You really can't do that unless you can see those in relationship to the darkest tones. So that's why you always want to get your darkest tones in first. So I'm starting to establish some details here. You can see some details in the iris and in obviously all of the eyelashes that I'm putting in here right now. Note that I've got the pupil off center, and interestingly I don't correct this until much later on. I keep coming back to it thinking I've gotten it fixed, and I really don't until very close to the end. But eventually that's the beauty of working with pencil. It's very forgiving, and you come back with fresh eyes later on and you can see your mistakes and correct them. Notice that the eyelid casts a shadow over the entire eyeball. You can see that on the left there, and now here on the right you see me starting to establish a little bit of that shadow as I'm blocking in all the various shapes. The darkest part of that shadow is going to be the same value as the pupil, and the shadow will seem the darkest on the iris because the iris is obviously darker than the whites, and so it'll register that shadow darker. You don't want to go too dark with the shadow where it's over the actual eyeball. Keep in mind that it is an eyeball, it is a ball, and so your shading should indicate that. As you can see here in the corners of the eye, you're getting that sense of shadow that you would have on a sphere if you were doing a real basic exercise of shading a sphere. Notice I'm working with a blending stump, several different pencils, and an eraser, and cycling back and forth between all of these as I feel like I need to. The blending stump really helps you along the way to keep things soft as you're developing things. You can blur some things and then come right back with pencil and add detail if you've lost too much in the blurring process, but it does help quite a bit. And here coming in with a just real basic pencil and adding a lot of final detail. So these eyes belong to Rosie-Huntington-Whitley, English model, actress, Victoria's Secret model, and just recently the female lead in Transformers 3. Incredibly beautiful woman. So the challenge is in the next video, I'm going to take this exact drawing and build up on top of it a monster. And you will see that that is a lot more difficult because she is so ridiculously beautiful. So that's the challenge we want. Check it out in the next video. Thanks.